What's really interesting, and what has been interesting to me for a number of years, but just in the overall history of Greenville, Greenville's known as a textile mill town. It was the center of the textile industry. Well, unfortunately, as the textile industry moved away from Greenville, we were left with these great old mill buildings. And it took a few decades to repurpose them, but we're in the midst of a renaissance for all of these different mill communities. And Judson is one more campus within that overall regeneration. What's also interesting about Judson is that it's an overall campus. It's not just one or two main buildings with several outbuildings. It's actually a group of large buildings interconnected both with interior and exterior pathways. And it's really demonstrative of how the textile industry developed over that century of operation. And what's also especially true of mill buildings is just these great volumes of spaces and natural light that we see in these spaces. We're recreating the original windows that were in this building that had been blocked up. And it just gives us incredible natural light and air. Just a wonderful sense of volume in here. And it's just a really special place to be able to rehabilitate into a new use. You have to have a bit of humility about your place within that building's history. You have to understand that you're a point of time in the overall scope of history for that building. So there was a history before you, and there will be another history beyond you. So these buildings behind me right now, Judson Mill, were originally created as workhorses for the textile industry. And they really were about making the process as efficient as possible and providing a space that was geared towards the production. Whereas now, 100 years later, we're looking at these buildings for a much different use, but that doesn't mean that we need to change them aggressively to suit those needs. We can reclaim what was once used for textiles and use them for places to live, work, and play. One of the important goals here at Judson was reconnecting to the overall Greenville community. There were lots of fences that were kind of created at one time to provide security for the campus that we went back and we removed to make a stronger connection back to the community. So really it's about removing all of the accumulation of over a century's worth of industry and really editing the buildings down to their bare components, their most important pieces, and really letting them shine.